Why did Nolan pretend to be a superhero for 20 years instead of just conquering Earth right away? In the Invincible story, Nolan was sent by the Viltrumites as a high-ranking warrior to conquer Earth. He kept his real mission hidden for 20 years, only revealing his plan after Mark started showing his powers. Even then, he ultimately failed and fled into space. So why didn't he just conquer Earth from the beginning? It all comes down to a major shift in the Viltrumites' conquest strategy. After the Great Purge and the Scourge virus, the once massive Viltrumite empire was left with only about 50 survivors. They no longer had the numbers to conquer and hold territory using their old brute force methods. That's why Thrag sent Nolan and other Viltrumites out into the universe with two missions. First, eliminate any alien races or weapons that could actually threaten Viltrumites. Second, search for compatible species that could breed with Viltrumites to help rebuild and expand the empire. When Nolan first arrived on Earth, he quickly realized it wasn't just a planet full of weak humans. There were tons of superheroes. Individually, they weren't that strong, but together they could actually pose a real threat to him. So he became Omni-Man, spent over 20 years working alongside the Guardians of the Globe, and earned their trust, along with Cecil's. His plan was to wipe them all out right before launching the full invasion. But the most important reason is this: Nolan had formed deep emotional ties on Earth. During those 20 years, he met Debbie, fell in love, and raised Mark. At that point, he was no longer the cold. That's why he kept delaying the plan. He even hoped to wait until Debbie and Mark died of old age before restarting the conquest. Mark gaining his powers shattered all those fantasies and forced Nolan to move forward with the invasion early. What do you think was the real reason Nolan ultimately abandoned his mission?